Hi guys, Gio here from Independent Guides, and in this video we're looking at Universal's brand new resort and theme park, which is set to open in just 6 months' time in May 2021. Universal is getting its rivalry on with Disney, as it's now building its 5th theme park resort in China, just outside of Beijing. Universal Beijing Resort is a $6.5 billion project, which is $1 billion more than Shanghai Disneyland Resort. Universal's new resort will be the company's 3rd in Asia, adding to theme parks it already has in Japan and Singapore, as well of course as those in the US. And this one is going to be supersized. Universal Beijing Resort will be 990 acres in size, with the theme park, called Universal Studios Beijing, being about 130 acres of that. Both of these numbers are almost exactly the same as Disney's recently opened resort in Shanghai as well. Universal Beijing Resort will open with 1 theme park, 2 official on-site hotels, and an entertainment, shopping and dining district called Universal CityWalk. There will also be a new subway station to make sure that the resort is easily accessible for Beijing locals. The rough layout of the resort is not unlike that seen in Hollywood or Orlando, but on a much bigger scale. All this is just the resort's first phase, as the project could one day see a 2nd theme park, water park, and more resort hotels. Starting off with the hotels, these will be the Universal Studios Grand Hotel and the Nuo Resort Hotel. The Universal Studios Grand Hotel looks beautiful, and it's got Spanish-inspired design. It's going to be the entrance to the park, just like the Disneyland Hotel at Disneyland Paris, or the Hotel Miracosta at Tokyo Disney Sea, so day guests will walk under the hotel to get into the theme park. It's going to be quite a big hotel with 800 rooms, which is around 300 more rooms than those Disney hotels I just mentioned. The other hotel, the Nuo Resort Hotel, is a mix of contemporary, modern design and traditional Chinese elements. It's going to be much more intimate than the Grand Hotel, and this is going to have 400 rooms. It'll be interesting to see how Universal mixes the modern technology that they're touting with the traditional design here. At the CityWalk area, we can expect a Universal CityWalk Cinema, which will be Beijing's largest IMAX venue. A few familiar brands from Orlando are also making it over. We have Red Oven Pizza Bakery, The Cowfish, and Twosome Chocolate Emporium all making an appearance as restaurants. There's also going to be a Starbucks, a Pete's Coffee, ice cream locations, and several shops, including of course a huge Universal Studio store. Now the moment you've been waiting for, the theme park, Universal Studios Beijing. First of all, the cost of the park itself is staggering. It's $3.3 billion, which is half the price of the whole resort. Universal has essentially gone for a greatest hits park here, with lots of familiar attractions and then a few unique rides sprinkled in there as well. The park is going to be made up of 7 themed lands: Hollywood Boulevard, Jurassic World Isla Nublar, Waterworld, Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, Transformers Metro Base, and Minion Land. Starting off with the park entrance area with Hollywood Boulevard, this looks like it's going to be very similar to the park entrance at Universal Studios Japan. It's going to have Hollywood facades and a glass roof as well. There'll be one main attraction here called Light Camera Action, and this is going to be a clone of the special effects show which Universal runs over in Singapore. Climax of the walkthrough is when guests enter a huge sound stage and see a special effects sequence in front of them, which has wind, fire, movement, and lots of other surprises. I think it's interesting to see Universal building this, as the Universal parks have slowly moved away from the behind the movies theme to more of a experience the movies theme. The actually closed Backdraft in Hollywood and Twister in Orlando both were very similar as well, and these both closed in the last decade and were replaced by screen-based attractions, Jimmy Fallon in Orlando and Transformers in Hollywood, so it is interesting to see this being built. There'll also be a concert stage in the area for events, just like the Universal Music Plaza in Orlando. Speaking of Transformers, once you come to the end of Hollywood Boulevard, you reach the park's central lake, and we're going to go around this clockwise to reach our next land, Transformers Metro Base. This is the first time that there's going to be a whole land dedicated to Transformers, and there'll be 3 attractions here. As you'd expect, Transformers Battle for the Allsparks is here. This is that 3D simulator screen-based ride. I'm anticipating that this will have quite high wait times because it is probably going to be the first major attraction most guests will see on the way in. As well as this, Universal seems to have mashed up Marvel Superhero Island from Orlando with this Transformers area, so the Incredible Hulk coaster will be making its way over to Beijing, but rethemed completely as the Decepticoaster. And this looks like it's going to be the exact same ride layout as Hulk, but with a new theme and storyline. Now, this is my favorite coaster in the world. It's just so much fun. There's that really intense launch, and then there's all the inversions that follow. It's just such an incredible scale as well, that I'm really happy to see this make an appearance at the park. So that's the two major attractions in the land. There's also going to be one more minor ride, and this is called Bumblebee Boogie, and this will be a flat spinning ride, very similar to Stormforce Acceleratron from the Orlando park. There'll also be a restaurant called Energon Power Station, and of course meet and greets with the Transformers characters. The next land on our list will be fully indoors. This is Kung Fu Panda Land of Awesomeness. This area is going to have several different streets to walk around with shops and dining locations, and a flagship attraction here will be unique to the park. It's called Kung Fu Panda Journey of the Dragon Warrior. This is going to be a flume boat ride through scenes starring the characters from Kung Fu Panda. The ride will have both physical sets and screens, and it looks like the ride is going to have at least one small drop, which looks like it's going to be very similar in intensity to something like Pirates of the Caribbean at Disney. The other ride in this land will be a spinning flat ride similar to Inside Out Emotional Whirlwind at Disney California Adventure, but here it's themed to Chinese lanterns, and you're probably going to be able to meet Poe and the gang in their meet and greet area here too. Next up is Jurassic World, so this land will be directly across the lake. It's the first time Universal's building a new land based on Jurassic World and not Jurassic Park from scratch. And it looks like this is going to be the best themed of all the lands. And there's going to be a big pyramid-like structure, which is the Jurassic World Innovation Center. The Innovation Center looks like it's going to be similar to the Jurassic Park Discovery Center at Universal Orlando, with some walkthrough and interactive exhibits. One of the major rides here is an inverted roller coaster, which will take you around the land as you saw like a pteranodon. This is a much more intense version of what Universal now has in Orlando. There's also going to be a zone called the Aviary here. As well as that, there'll be an indoor play area called Camp Jurassic. This looks like it's going to be incredibly detailed and themed just like the one in Orlando. And finally, the flagship ride of this land, and perhaps the whole park, is Jurassic World Adventure. So Universal just a couple of weeks ago said that Universal Studios Beijing would include, quote, brand new things you've never seen before in a Universal park, end quote. And this looks like it's going to be one of them. This will be a ride in a Jeep-like all-terrain vehicle into the area where the dinosaurs are free. And then Universal says that you'll encounter the Tyrannosaurus Rex, Indominus Rex, and the Velociraptor. So it looks like this ride will be quite intense. So I'm expecting this to be a next generation version of Dinosaur at Disney's Animal Kingdom. Bear in mind that ride is now 22 years old, and being Universal, I'm expecting many more screens, as well as some animatronics and live special effects. So something like Spider-Man or Transformers mixed with Dinosaur, mixed with the Jurassic Park River Adventure from the American parks. It all looks super exciting, and it's the ride that we have the least information on, and it's actually the one I'm the most excited about. Next up is Waterworld, which looks like it's down a long path a bit further away from the other lands. If you've been to Universal's parks in Hollywood, Japan or Singapore, then this is going to be familiar. Waterworld is an action-packed, very wet stunt show. It's very well done if you're a fan of action shows. Here it's being touted as a land, not just a show, so there's going to be places to eat and shops nearby. It looks like it's going to be really well themed, and it reminds me a bit of the Jaws area in Japan, but honestly it's more of a mini land than a full land. Next is the land that changed the fortune of Universal's theme parks, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. You just can't build a Universal park without including this. Interestingly, they have once again built the old Hogsmeade Village part of the Wizarding World and not Diagon Alley. I would have liked to see them do both here, to be honest, but maybe they're planning on adding Diagon Alley to the eventual second park, and then they can add the Hogwarts Express like they have in Orlando. What we are going to have is Hogsmeade's Village, which is going to be a direct clone of Hogsmeade from Orlando. It will have Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey, Flight of the Hippogriff, interactive wand areas, along with all the shops and restaurants from Hogsmeade, as you'd expect. They're going to have butterbeer on sale, of course, and they're building in the projectors into the land for the nighttime light show on Hogwarts Castle. So that will be there from the park's opening day. And the final land coming to the park is Minion Land, starring your favourite little yellow characters from Despicable Me and the Minions films, of course. This land will feature Despicable Me Minion Mayhem, the 4D show that we've seen in Orlando, Hollywood and Japan, and actually is being built in Singapore as well. Sing on Tour will also be making its way over from Japan. This is a show which is a mix of live singing, character performances, animatronics in a concert style format. I was really impressed with this actually when I saw it. I was expecting another screen-based show, so to have some live characters and singing was really quite good. Beijing will also be getting Super Silly Funland, which is based on Universal Studios Hollywood's area, which has kind of like a seaside theme park theme, and that park spinner attraction will be making its way over as well. And there we have it. That's a look at everything coming to Universal Beijing Resort. We're only 6 months away from the opening day, so I expect more details to slowly come out over the next few months, but mostly in 2021, and hopefully they'll reveal a few more specifics about those original attractions. The park and the resort looks like it's going to be a great addition to Universal Studios theme park family. As expected, most of the park is going to be clones, but there are enough original attractions that if I'm ever in Beijing, I'll definitely be making a stop here. At Independent Guides, we publish guidebooks to theme parks across the world. We don't have a Universal Studios Beijing guide, but if you'll be visiting the Universal parks in Japan, Hollywood, or Orlando, then we have guidebooks available to all of those with links in the description. You can also now order our 2021 Universal Orlando guide, which I'm working on right now, and that will be released on the 10th of December. Again, there's a link in the description to pre-order that, either as an ebook or as a print version. I really hope you enjoyed the video. Please take a second to hit the like button, as that really helps YouTube recommend this video to other theme park fans, and subscribe to the channel for more Disney, Universal and theme park videos. I publish 2 to 3 fun videos like this one every week, and I'm working on lots of great videos. I've got one coming up on Super Nintendo World, which is coming to Japan next year. I've been Gio for Independent Guides, and I'll see you in the next video.